I'm ready for this.
Yeah. Well, I'm ready too. Hi, Zeynep. I'm so grateful that you're here. How are you doing?
I'm great, thank you.
Today we're going to talk about Aşıklar, and we're going to talk about creativity. And you're one of the most talented artists I know, so I'm so grateful that you're here. In 1926, Graham Wallace developed a theory that outlined the creative process in 4 stages, which are preparation, incubation, illumination, and verification. This process is rarely linear, but how would you say your process goes, and do you have your own discipline that you follow?
Well, to be honest, I think it rarely is a linear process for me as well. My creative process involves everything that makes me me. So I consider traveling, drawing, watching my plants, sitting at home, journaling, listening to music, and seeing new places, looking at the blue skies and the greens and the blues and the starry night, and witnessing how the universe works. Which I cannot comprehend, shows me, reminds me that I'm part of something spectacular. In fact, it inspires me. Everything that stimulates my senses inspires me a lot. So I guess all of the stages, these preparation, incubation, illumination, and verification, they go hand in hand for me. And I also find myself inspired by watching and observing different techniques of gifted craftsmen that I work with or that I get to know, and finding new materials that I would want to work with, photo in between books perhaps, or a building with a different color combination. They all give me something new to be curious about. So I'd say sometimes it goes from preparation to the other stages, but sometimes the creative outcome occurs, and I get to discover why and how it's important for me.
I guess you kind of digest the organic nature that universe provides you. I guess I'm wearing your pieces too, and I'm in love with it. It has a historical type of thing and kind of brings me home, and I wear them daily. And it's just something that keeps me grounded, I feel like, because there's some historical meaning, and then every piece you have, they have their own character, I guess.
That's so lovely to hear.
Yeah.
To hear that, yeah.
You're a really spiritual person as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I guess I
you're
am.
really connected to yourself. I guess you're really in tune with how the world works. Does spirituality in your own culture kind of plays a role in your creativity?
Yeah, I'd say it would, because I've been practicing meditation for over a decade. So yeah, turning my lens towards me, towards myself, towards the nature, it rewards me with inspiration, I guess, and with new perspectives. And these new perspectives help me get to know me better. So this may sound a little crazy, but I think you wouldn't find it so crazy, but still I would like to emphasize that. When I get to know me better, I get to know and I start becoming with myself. So I start becoming friends with myself. So I start to trust myself. And then the hidden voices that I keep very hidden start to emerge up, as I'd say. And with the trust, they start to talk back. So I think that's how the creativity flows within me, because I try to get to know all of the voices, hidden voices, and when they start talking and when I accept their voices, creative thoughts flow better, let's say.
Yeah, I guess it boosts the creative side of you when you get to better.
Yeah.
What about your culture, would you say? Because we live in a place that has a really historical, rich culture. Would you say that it kind of emerged itself as well with your spirituality?
Yeah, I'd say it would. I'm from the south. I'm from Mersin, so I woke up to the huge orange sun and the waves of the sea right by the sea.
Exactly.
And I guess it enriches me. And the culture itself as well. I mean, living in Turkey, being a part of this rich culture, enriches me in a way that I would not be able to comprehend myself, because I don't even know how it made me become me. So yeah, culture plays a massive role, but I guess it's difficult to explain.
If you could change one aspect of our society through your work, what would it be? Because I guess it's a difficult one, huh?
Well, I've got a huge answer for this, because I don't only have one aspect, but I think I would love to not change, but maybe emphasize on three different things. So in this crazy world we live in, with automation, fast production, and easy access to products and exploitation of senses, let's say, pump the perception of I want to have it all, I want more, I want this instant. So when you hit the button, buy now button, it comes immediately. So this fastness of everything creates a consumption habit that I think is hostile to nature, to our resources and ourselves as well. So in the world of this fast consumption, when designing my jewelry, I would like to create multi-purpose uses for single products. For example, the bracelet that you're wearing has 4 different types of looks in total. So a consumer can use 4 different ways. So instead of having 4 different bracelets, they are able to use one single item and create many looks. So this
It's more timeless.
more timeless, and maybe a notion of less is more sort of thing. And I also would like to involve the customer in the designing process, where we have some chain necklaces where the customers can tie them differently and find their own ways to tie them. So it's like involving them to the designing process, which makes me feel closer to them and them to me. And the second one is that in jewelry, as far as I could witness, nothing is thrown away. Everything is collected and reused mostly. Workshops are, I think, a massive place for recycling and upcycling. So you collect them, you melt them, you reuse them, which is a never-ending process.
And nothing goes to waste.
Nothing goes to waste, and becomes as valuable as the other bracelets, let's say. My biggest inspiration being nature itself, I try to respect and be compassionate about preserving its balance. So this is the second thing that I would want to not change, but maybe emphasize on, let's say. And finally, I also would like to help changing the perception of handmade. The word handmade itself, because I think handmade is a culture. It's generations of know-how from one master to its apprentice. And it is traditional techniques at its best. So handmade is not just handmade, but it's like a huge culture.
I think you push people in a good way, not directly, but to have more empathy, to have more compassion, and most importantly, you kind of push them to learn about sustainable living, which is what we should do in general, I guess, in the world that we live in.
I believe so.
You turned your creativity into a lifestyle. Was that hard? How did it turn to a lifestyle that you earn a living now? I just wanted to also learn about why jewelry, and why did you choose this medium to express your own language? And also, how did you find your own signature language that I guess keeps you different from other jewelry brands or other creatives out there?
Well, the transformation of everything and anything into something else always fascinates me, and it goes way back to my childhood. Even when I was little, I used to sit by my mother and watch her make ponchos for me, for my baby dolls, Barbie dolls, let's say. And she would use scrap fabric and leftover yarns for those. And I'd love to watch how something is made. And I worked in textiles industry for over 10 years, and I used to sit by the production line in the factory and watch how the puffy fibers turn into yarn. And this transformation process of anything gives me the curiosity that I need to cultivate for myself.
Yeah. It's fascinating how creative process, any creative thing from a human or by nature, it's insane. It's when you think about it, it's something, it's just unique to every person. The process is insane.
I know, and I guess that's why I also love to be in nature and watch it. I realized when I was playing with metal that metal was something else. It really was something else for me, and I started learning, and I became a part of this precious tradition. Why this medium? Because I love jewelry. I love wearing jewelry. I love the versatility of it. I love the outcome, and I love how fast you can achieve the outcome. Because if you're in interior design, it takes you like months or maybe even years. But with jewelry, you get almost, let's say, instant result and see it.
It does really have a quick respond when you compare to other things.
Exactly.
I totally agree on that. But it still has to have a lot of patience on the artist itself.
Of course, yeah.
I don't think I can do that, but I feel like you're really great at your job, I must say. I guess managed to turn your creativity into a lifestyle. Was it difficult? And how did you manage to create a lifestyle because of your creativity?
Well, I don't think it's because I became creative, I changed my lifestyle, or I don't think that it's one from the other or the other from the other. But I guess being creative means, for me, looking at the world with a twist, with some humor and with curiosity. So I guess the creativity, if so, occurs from the curiosity that I have. Like being a child, like a child is always running from a leaf to another, discovering a color or a toy made from a branch from a tree. So I guess it's the curiosity that helped me change my lifestyle.
Yeah,
with the help of creativity.
You started to look more, I guess.
Yeah.
You started to open and listen more. That is such a nice point. And also, I want to kind of focus on the art you're doing. And I kind of realized that you find this kind of beauty in organic forms and obviously nature-made materials. What would you say about your creative process and your pieces? How do you create this organic shape in a city with like a lot of harsh lines and noise? How do you find this inspiration in the city? Like it's because it's quite the opposite what you're doing.
Yes, I love nature and I love traveling, and I try to find resources and time to travel as much as I can. But I also love the city. I love the chaos, I love the buildings, I love the crowded streets. I also enjoy and get inspired from that as well. So I think it's the balance that makes it beautiful.
Yeah, I guess you feed off the in-between part of it.
I guess, and I guess it's also like a pendulum, was it? Like you go from one to the other and observe each and then find the balance in between.
It's amazing because it's quite the opposite of what you're collecting, and it turns into this kind of softer, organic thing that you think is like coming off from this type of like organic, like really nature things, but also your inspiration is kind of everywhere. Then in between the city, the whole organic nature, I guess you're collected from everywhere. It's amazing. Also, I kind of want to touch on about the understanding of a jewelry. It's an everyday piece that people wear. I mean, I do. How do you turn an everyday product like jewelry into an art piece? I mean, I wear it like an art piece because it's everyone sees this as an art piece. It's not a jewelry for me. It's almost, I carry it with a lot of is a precious thing for me. How do you turn your everyday product into an art piece?
It's so flattering to hear it. Thank you so much for considering my jewelry as art pieces. It's so flattering to hear that. I believe everything can be considered as art pieces. I think it depends on where you look, how you position it, and how it's made. So I guess that's about it. I don't think I have much more to say about this,
Yeah.
because I think everything
I guess it's
can
how
be
you look as a
yeah.
You look I guess you look into creativity with those eyes as well. So
I guess.
Thank you so much for coming. It was lovely to talk to you about your pieces and how your brain works and how you put your creativity into a lifestyle. It was really nice to talk to you.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.
It was amazing. Thank you.
Thank you.